Chapter 178, The Black Numbers versus the Empire, First Half. Within the Beast Corps were those who excelled in aerial combat, but only if they had a stable foothold. For demonic beasts, flight abilities were limited. Sky combat was a disadvantage. Their landing points were predictable, making them easy targets for snipers. Yet, despite this disadvantage, 7,700 berserk demonic beasts and 4,500 berserk beastmen all turned their eyes to the sky. Previously, they couldn't even distinguish friend from foe, attacking indiscriminately. They had been ejected onto the surface decks of 200 airships, not exactly cramped, but far from spacious. In such a restricted space, instinct ruled. They thrashed wildly, compelled to show off their strength. But now all of them turned upward. The reason was simple: a primal sense of dread, the instinctual awareness of an overwhelming danger approaching. From above, Testarossa looked down on them, her expression indifferent. What she saw was nothing more than a mob of frenzied beasts polluting the airship she intended as a gift to Demon Lord Rimuru. The ones flying toward her especially disgusted her. Oh, disgusting. I better clean this up before I get dirty. These beasts confusing courage with suicidal stupidity. Pathetic. Still, if they've lost their minds, there's no helping it. Let me grant them a merciful end. Without hesitation, she activated Death Strike, targeting a cluster of airships. The result was devastating. A perfect sphere of death enveloped the area, annihilating all airships in its radius. Even the ocean below was affected. Exposed sea life died instantly. Can't you hold back a little? You're not giving us any chance to fight. Venom protested in disbelief. Testarossa responded with a smirk. There are survivors, she said mockingly. Look more carefully. Her magic perception had picked them out. Only a handful, but still alive. Demonic beasts were hybrid of monsters and animals. Their mortal flesh made them vulnerable to death strike. Even those with human bases and demonic enhancements couldn't withstand the spell. The only survivors were spirit form entities, those perfectly compatible with demonic elements, or rare sages with complete mastery over their own bodies. In short, only the strong remained. Survivors, huh? Looks like we'll get some fun after all. Venom grinned, joining his eager subordinates. On the Beast Corps side, Beast King Galadin finally understood what true terror was. While organizing his forces, he watched helplessly as his soldiers began to collapse, spewing blood. Fewer than 100 survived. Gradim's troops were his most loyal comrades who had fought by his side for decades. But due to a shortage of demonic beasts to consume, many had undergone an incomplete chimera evolution and perished without ever using their new unique skill, bodily manipulation. If even chimera knights died so easily, the fate of the others needed no explanation. Gradim was overwhelmed by rage, shame, and fear. One spell had wiped out nearly his entire army. It was powerful enough to ignore magic barriers entirely. His own decision to relocate the elite mages to higher altitude airships had weakened the defenses of the lower vessels. His mistake. Facing such a powerful demon, he should have anticipated wide-scale magic attacks, but even then he hadn't expected such destruction. You bastards, you'll pay for this, Gradim roared. With a cry of fury, his body was wrapped in god-tier armor infused with the power of a demonic beast. Unlike the standard beastman tribes, Gradim had a specialized combat enhancement ability, and his form began to change. At his side, the surviving 100 Chimera Knights also released their powers. The ship's upper hatch opened, and they leaped out onto the deck. The clash began, the demon and the beast king. From above, Killer Lord Testarossa watched calmly, locking eyes with Gradim as he glared up from the deck. Behind Testarossa stood 100 demon cavaliers. Opposite them were Gradim's 100 Chimera Knights. It was a seemingly balanced standoff until Testarossa spoke. Venom, rejoice. It's your turn now. I'll enjoy this feast. As for your men, perfect. There's one enemy for each of them, she added coldly. Kill anyone who tries to escape, and remember, Rimuru-sama forbids even a single casualty on our side. Who do you think we are? We're not that weak. Venom shot back. Yeah, you tell her, boss. His men murmured, but quietly Testarossa was intimidating. With a single sharp glare, she silenced them. Quiet idiots, if even one of us dies, we all face punishment. If you get it, get moving. Venom wanted to protest. Wasn't I in charge? But the demon cavaliers obeyed her immediately. She and Gradim moved to another ship's deck to begin their showdown. I am General of the Emperor's Beast Corps. Beast King Gradim. I am but a humble servant of Demon Lord Rimuru, Killer Lord Testarossa, she replied gracefully. Gradim's war cry was met with elegance, and then the battle began, and ended, almost instantly. Die, demon, ultimate gift, alternative, activate. Take this, the Beast Kings. Shut up, your attack name is too long. Before he could finish, Testarossa's black greatsword, Death Blade, sliced through his god-class armor, reducing his body to ribbons. The sword forged of condensed black flames was the key to activating Deathstrike, and it carried the annihilation effect of her ultimate skill, Hell King Burial. It granted instant death. While similar to Rumina's last full King Asmodeus, Testarosa's skill focused solely on death. In terms of raw combat power, it was in no way inferior. Even if she had held back, she wasn't being serious. She swung merely to shut him up, and it ended the fight. Gradim never stood a chance. Before her Demon Lord ascension, it might have been a more even battle, but now she was among Tempest's strongest, and yet compared to a certain red-haired demon, she still had far to go. Oh, impossible, you're too strong. My men, they'll... Gradim's last words were cut off by reality. His men, too, had fallen. Not one had survived. The demon cavaliers, they fought hard, but in the end, they were just experience points. How could this be? Your Majesty, forgive me. And so Beast King Gradim, one of the Empire's elite, met a pitiful end. The Beast Corps was utterly annihilated, confirming with magic perception that no enemies remained. Testarossa took off. Though she didn't think it necessary, she decided to assist the others. The Demon Cavaliers followed. Ah, as expected, I didn't even get a turn. Venom muttered, but no one was there to hear him. Meanwhile, after Testarossa left, a single man stepped out of the flagship. He looked around the sky, confirming that the demons had departed. Damn, even someone as amazing as me can't fight a monster like her yet. He walked over to Gradim's corpse. Perfect timing. I wanted to kill him myself, but looks like he's cooked already. Guess I'll dig in. And so he devoured the remains of Gradim, bit by bloody bit. Crunching as he ate, his body surged with power. Not bad. But not enough. He held up Gradim's god-tier armor, now torn, and channeled energy into it. The armor shimmered, recognizing a new master, and began self-repairing. The man donned the armor naturally. His face was hidden behind a helmet, his identity unknown. With a nod, he left the scene, heading toward the transfer magic formation inside the ship. Elsewhere, following Diablo's orders, Ultima and Carrera advanced toward the Emperor. They had a mess to clean up and personal frustration to vent. Each airship was protected by multi-layered barriers. Even nuclear magic barely scratched them. Diablo had already shown it was possible to concentrate magic and break through, but that was a hassle. Fortunately, the Emperor's main forces were on the flagship, so that's where they went. The Demon Lord faction included Venom, Class, Diablo's lieutenant, Moss, Duke, and Shin, Baron, Testarossa's aides, Veyron, Marquis, and Zonda, Baron, Ultima's lieutenants, Agara, Viscount, and Esprit, Viscount, Carrera's subordinates. Each of them was a powerhouse, true rulers of the underworld, but the difference in titles reflected differences in strength. This mission had one rule: no casualties on their side. They had to be careful. Zonda, Ultima ordered, eliminate everyone outside the flagship. If possible, support Moss. I don't sense any real threats, but don't get careless. As you command, Ultima-sama, this Zonda shall act swiftly. With that, 600 greater demons spread out, creating a massive aerial barrier to trap the enemy. Escape was no longer an option. Ultima had one goal: finish quickly and go watch her beloved Diablo in action. Her priorities were clear. And so, the real confrontation began. Ultima, the Pain Lord, and Carrera, the many sword, stormed the upper deck of the flagship. With them, Veyron, Agera, and Esprit, waiting for them, Emperor Rudra and the elite Imperial Guardians, number 1 to 10, led by First Lieutenant Kondo. The decisive battle was about to begin. Rudra was protected by an absolute barrier, undestroyable under normal circumstances, but it had a condition. It drew its energy from the loyalty of those around him. A devoted subordinate had to remain within his vicinity, and the second condition, to be continued. End of chapter 178.